In the tourist town of Albany, this heritage-listed pub stands the test of time, having served patrons now for nearly 200 years. Its current publican, Neville Walton, took over the lease 8 years ago.
This is my first and last hotel venture, so something I thought I'd take on when I turned 60 was to buy a pub. Here we go. Cheers, thanks, mate.
Neville says that business was good at first, but then patrons dropped during the pandemic and his costs like electricity, wages, even beer started rising. Paying the bills like GST came last.
Thought, the tax department can wait a bit longer, and of course it grows, so it just blew way out of proportion.
The situation became so stressful that Neville thought about using his super to pay off the debt or even calling last drinks on the business.
I was getting very close to that, just keeping my head above water.
Then Neville heard about a way that small businesses can wipe lots of their debt.
This is designed for small businesses. It allows the directors of the company to develop a restructuring plan with an assistance of a registered liquidator.
Companies can only do this if they're less than $1 million in the red and none of it is cash owed to staff.
It's ultimately a decision of the creditors of the company whether or not to accept the plans, and if they approve it, then that plan sort of resets the company, including the debts that it owes, so that it can continue to trade afterwards.
3,000 small business restructures were lodged last financial year. Construction companies are lodging the most, followed by hospitality and accommodation. 34% involved debts between $200,000 and $400,000, with businesses on average asking for 79% of this to be wiped. Almost 9 in 10 restructures went through.
The ATO is the largest creditor in most small business restructures. And that means that they control the voting. If they say yes to the SBR, then it will go through.
Jarvis Archer helped Neville Walton with his pub's restructure. It proposed paying the tax office back just $76,000 of almost $350,000 owed, plus a $15,000 fee to Jarvis's firm.
Now, the good thing about his business, he's returned it to profit, showing that it's viable, and it's been paying the ATO the whole time.
Nice and frothy.
The tax office said yes, striking a deal for the Albany Hotel to pay back just 22 cents to the dollar of what it owed in monthly instalments.
I'm retirement age, and so hopefully in the 18 months' time I can come out of it debt-free, and although I won't have anything to sell with the business, I'll be able to sleep at night.
Most of the companies that are going through these restructures are still registered within the next year, but beyond this, there is very little data about the long-term success of this policy and whether it's encouraging good business or simply wiping debt.
There's some downside there where it can be utilised to avoid paying debts. For example, if you're paying 10 cents in the dollar on your debts to continue trading, not necessarily a sustainable model for most creditors.
The corporate watchdog says that it's found no evidence that these restructures are being misused or encouraging practices like phoenixing.
We are monitoring the data, but there's no guarantee that that company or any of these companies are going to always be successful afterwards. The only thing I can say is that they can't do it in a serial way, because there is that rule that says that you can only use this restructuring process once every 7 years.
Back in Albany, Neville is still behind the bar 6 months after restructuring his business.
Cheers to the tax office, thank you.
Neville hopes to retire in coming years.
Beautiful.